Hello, welcome to this video for a superhero themed party. We're going to go through various different ways to dress a table and then add in some extra little balloon decorations just to tie everything else in together. We're going to start off with this funky little table design. We've been using the Amscan swirl decorations, which are great for hanging above cake tables, that sort of thing. I also love the little movement that you get from just a standard foil. So all I've done is just inflate the foil with helium as normal. And then all you need to do is separate out the little perforations on the decoration. I'm going to leave the top couple of perforations flat. And then simply some balloon bond at the tip of the tail, which is just going to fold flat, and then another piece of balloon bond right in the middle there, which will fix into the center of our springy decoration, and that just gives a nice little table centerpiece, which going to go perfect with the decoration for this video. Stretch it out a little bit just to get a bit more bounce, and they just give a nice little bit of movement whenever the table's dressed. And speaking of which, we're going to move on to the next section. So we've got the party wear that matches and coordinates with everything together. We're going to be using the cups and the plates, and we're now going to dress the table with the tablecloth. So as you can see, we've now completely dressed the table, ready for the party. We've got the tablecloth, cups, plates, napkins, party bags either side, all in the superhero theme, ready to go. These just add a lovely bit of interest into the decoration, but we're now going to show you a couple of extra little designs like this one that we've got here, just to help boost the look of the party. Again, we're bringing in all the different things of the range. We've got the paper fans, which we've used to help customize the satin luxe navy foil. Another option, you could use these to pop on here, or a bit of personalisation, put the birthday boy or girl's name. And then we've just finished it with the red and blue marbles orb, just floating above, just on a piece of monofilament. The monofilament will become apparent in a bit when we add another extra little section to that. So all I've done to build the column is take a standard lamp stand with 3 sections. I've tied on the monofilament to the top, and I'm going to take my orbs and just inflate with a high pressure regulator. Remembering to inflate until all the wrinkles disappear down the seams of the orb. So all I'm going to do now is take the monofilament attached to the lamp stand, just roughly eyeball to the same height as the other one, and all I'm going to do is roll the tail of the orb around the monofilament and just tie it into a couple of nice knots. It can be a bit fiddly because all this wants to do is separate and move away from each other, but a good 2, 3, 4 knots, the more the better, or the more secure it will be. And then the final one, I'm just going to loop it once and loop it through again, just for an extra bit of tightness. And we can trim our excess. And then just finish it just with a standard cluster of 4, inflated to around 3 inches. And that's that piece now done and out the way, and we can slide this up or down no matter, or we can wrap that around there to get it to the same height. And I'm going to bring this one up so I can dress the column. I'll pop these out of the way. And all I've done is pre-inflated 5-inch metallic balloons. So we've got the reds, blue and yellow. Each cluster of 4 has 2 yellows, 1 red, 1 blue. That's how we get this nice pattern. So the reds stay one side, yellows in the middle and the blues on that side. They're also slightly overinflated as well, so you get more of a gap between, so they're not tight into each other. So let me just check how we started on the bottom. So we are red on the inside, so I'm going to keep the pattern of the red on each inside of it with a yellow in between. And all I'm going to do, bring it to the column, to the pole, take 2 balloons round the pole, swap their position and push into place. Yellow on the inside, blue outside. And then the next row we're going to have 2 yellows at the back, red and a blue at the front. And again, split the 2 back balloons, bring through the pole, swap the position and pop into place. So now we need the yellow in between the blue and the red. So these can all be done ahead of time. You can deliver them on the poles to your venue, or like I've done, I've just got a bag full of quads made up. If you're making lots of these, take them to wherever you need them and do them on site. So I've got red and blue either side there, and I want 2 yellows at the back. Yellow to split. And just repeat the pattern all the way to the top. And as you can see, I've intentionally done one wrong. It's not a problem, you can just move it back into place. You can see how easy it is just to adjust them back into place. It's difficult working from behind. So I'm just going to continue with my pattern. The yellow in the middle. And when we get closer to the top as well, we want to make sure that we get at least 1 quad above where we've tied the monofilament onto the pole, just so it locks it all in place and it's not going to slide off and fly into the ceiling. So that's 12 clusters of 4 that we've used. Obviously, if you're going to do your longer pole or shorter pole, just adjust your quantities as needed. So as I said, on the final piece, I'm just going to bring this down so I can see. We want to make sure that we've got a cluster underneath the knot of the monofilament, and then this top one is going to go over the top of it just to lock it all in place. And to finish, we need so that, as it is just a nice little basic column. Okay, now the column's ready. Just to finish off, all we're going to do is take a air inflated navy satin look star. I've tied a clear 260 just around the neck of it. And all I'm going to do, bring it in and just wrap it around a few balloons, pull it out and ping it in. And again, like we've done on that one, we've taken one of the pieces from the fan decorations. So one of the sections has an extra bit, the POW. Brilliant, just with a bit of double-sided tape just to pop onto there. Again, like we could have done with the red ones, put the birthday boy or girl's name on the front of it, or a birthday message in vinyl. But what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you quickly how to finish it with a fan. Very straightforward. So the fans are brilliant, they just come out and open. There's a little series of double-sided tape, just peel the outers off. It helps if you have nails. And then again, I'm just going to take another 260, squeeze all the air out and knot the end. And then where the fan meets in the middle is where we're going to lay the 260, but I want a bit of resistance on it, so I'm just going to tie a few more knots at the end of it. I don't know, 4, 5, 6, just to we've got a nice bit of something just to lock it in place. Hold it up, get the sticky tape, and then we have the hanging section, so you could run some monofilament and have them hanging around the room, but I don't want this visible, so I'm just going to snip that piece off. And then I've got this nice fixing point. What I'm going to do is take that into the column, as we did with the 260 on that one. And that's now locked in place. And if I bring it over here. So we have two nice, simple, extra bits of decoration for either side of a cake table or the corners of the room. There is one final piece of this range of decoration which I just love, and I think just finishes this whole decoration piece off. It's the letter banner. So what we can do is we can actually make a bit of an arch between these two balloons. Again, great on a cake table. You could shorten the lengths of the stands to have them on top of a table, but these are floor standing, so I'm just going to go ahead and crack these open. And before I do, I've got to, yep, that's all ready. Just checking that the heights of the two balloons were the same. So I'm going to just start on this end. I'm going to take the length of ribbon that's already on it, and it's just going to come around the quad of balloons under there and just wrap it around a couple of times and hide it. So you will notice as this goes on, there is quite a lot of weight on these banners and it will want to pull the balloons down, but we're going to fix that in a minute. So let's see how much length we've got. About 2-3 inches worth of excess there. Try and match it up. It's not majorly important if it's not the same. Again, just looping around a couple of times, hide it off at the back. As you can see, the banner wants to pull the balloons down. You could get away with it on balloon weights either side, but you would have to have the weights quite considerably far apart from the balloons to get the effect of the banner. So what we can simply do is take another orb, and all I'm going to do to get this on here, I'm going to use a little bit of balloon bond. Just a 1 inch square. So I'm just going to place it over the inflation hole, rub it on, just generate a little bit of heat just to activate the glue a little bit more. Pull that out. Now, I'm in two minds over this. I can't decide if I like it dead on in the middle or between the happy birthday. So I think I'm going to stick with between the end of happy and the beginning of the birthday. You do how you need to do it. And all we're going to do is fold the tail up, back onto itself, give it a little pinch, hold it there for a couple of seconds, and that glue is just going to help it stick together. Now again, it looks great as it is. We could do with a little bit more lift in it, which is why I've got these lemon satin look stars. So we're keeping the theme with the satin looks. We've got the 3 satin looks. We've got the sangria, the navy and the lemon. And all I'm going to do with these is just helium inflate them. I'm going to have to move this out of the way. And exactly the same technique as we did with the orb. Just a little 1 inch piece of balloon bond. Take the backing off. Give it a nice rub. And again, I'm going to go roughly between the 2 orbs, so I reckon about there. Fold the tail over. And just attach to the top of the tail. And over time, if you're doing this before the party, that glue will set really nicely. And we'll take our second star. Exactly the same again. 1 inch piece of tape. Use the backing. And we'll go there. That just gives us an extra nice little bit of lift for the banner to display correctly. So what I'm going to do is just move the 2 columns out slightly so we can get a flatter look to the banner. And for the purpose of this demonstration, it is quite low. You would want to do these a little bit higher just so you can cover the table, but we want you to be able to see them. This technique, all the techniques we've shown you here today, can be applied to all the different ranges that we have. So you could do it with the mermaids, the unicorns, just the generic happy birthdays, the banners, particularly the swirlies. They're all available in the other designs as well. So take these techniques and apply to any theme.